Every day in our country, thousands of mad scientists compete for the limited amount of grant money offered by the Institute of Mad Science. One such grant is the Johnson Doomsday Grant. Usually this grant goes to mad engineers, and for the past 15 years the grant has gone to death ray research. However, we here at NOVA have found a mad biologist who has plans for a non-death ray doomsday device. His device is a bioweapon, and to help understand what his weapon does to the body, here is Dr. Ian Malcolm to explain to us what a germ is.
I'd like to thank you guys, the NOVA production. I really appreciate you having me. It was just a bit ago, I was on my lunch break. It's a cranberry instant. Anyhow, let's talk about germs. A germ is a very, very tiny creature. They're known as microorganisms. They're so small we cannot even notice them, and they often sneak into our bodies and can often make us sick. Germs make us sick because they get very hungry and they need nutrients. So they take our nutrients from our own bodies and in doing so, they create toxins. And the combination of creating toxins and stealing our energy will make us very sick. The body responds to germs by first realizing that there are germs in the body. It will then send a signal to the rest of the body, much like an intruder alert. The body will then create these things called white blood cells that act as tiny little soldiers that will go to the germ and fight it and get rid of it. While bad germs take away things the body needs, good germs can provide many essential things to the body. For example, they help us break down food and eventually poop it out. To make sure you don't spread any of your bad germs to anyone else, you have to wash your hands throughout the day consistently. If you have to cough or sneeze, make sure it's into the elbow. And if you ever get a cut, make sure you wash it with soap and warm water and put a Band-Aid over it.
It goes through the throat and in the air. It's very, very contagious, but unlike many diseases, the contagion period is also the period when it is very obvious the person is sick. So it is a trade-off. Like the cold, it is much less contagious, but the time the person is making everyone nearby them sick is not the time when it is clear they are sick. It attacks the immune system early, so it's very difficult for the body to respond at all. And so the victim, they swell up with these, like chicken pox, except worse. That's why it's called smallpox. It's like the pox, but larger, except called smaller. Because, I don't know, I'm crazy. It doesn't make sense to me. It's a little virus. It's the kind of germ that is very good at making more of itself and also changing itself, so it's very hard for this immune system to catch it, like a disguise. Love disguises. There is no cure besides not dying long enough for the disease to pass, but there was a vaccine that could prevent you from getting sick in the first place, and they used it to wipe the disease out, but they no longer give people this vaccine, and I have taken the smallpox and I have changed it so that the old vaccine will not work on it quite the same way. And so I'm very, very confident that this disease will spread and no one will have any resistance to it and no one will have the vaccine for it. And by the time they break out the vaccine, the virus will already have changed so much that the vaccine no longer works.
Funding for NOVA is provided by Lockheed, a bold new force in systems engineering, management, and technology services for defense, space, and industry.